All right, everybody, here we go. We got Senior Pro here at the 2016 Realtree ASA Classic in Fort Benning. We have Roger Willett and Ray Young tied at the top. Eddie Sullivan one behind them, and then Thomas Crowe and John Clifton one behind them. So these boys here are packed tight. I think we got, if we look here, Roger Willett's probably going to be our most aggressive shooter. Roger's well-known in 3D from back in the day. Had a little hiatus in the 3D world. Went over to FIDA. Has had amazing luck over there. And now he's back shooting the 3D as a senior. He's had really good results already. Won one event this year. Look for Roger to be fairly aggressive. I don't think he's going to shoot himself out of it, but here we go. There we go, Roger Willett, upper 12 on the Panther. Roger with an 8. Probably not the start that Roger Willett was looking for. $10 for Ray on the Coyote. That's going to put Ray up on Roger. Here we go. Eddie on the long mule deer with a 10. 10 on the long mule deer. Looks like Tom Crowe went for a 14. 14 for Tom Crowe. Look at that. Tom Crowe been shooting 3D archery professionally for almost 3 decades. Here we go. John Clifton on the javelina with a 5. That's probably gonna put John a little bit behind the 8 ball. All right, here we go. Arrow number 2, Senior Pro. We got Eddie and Tom Crowe calling upper 12. As usual, Roger Willett's going to be first to full draw. Roger holding for a good bit there. Looks like Roger gave it a little bit of English there at the end. Looks like it might have dropped a little bit lower than what Roger was hoping for. Tom Crowe on the javelina. Upper 12 on the javelina. 12 for Tom Crowe on the javelina. Upper 12 called by Eddie. 12. The upper 12s are taking a beating right about now. 10. 10 for Ray on the long mule deer. Moving over to Roger Willett on the Coyote. Look for Roger to start making a move here, I would imagine. 12 for Roger Willett. Roger and Ray tied at the top. And a 10. 10 for John Clifton. So we're getting some movement at the top of the leaderboard.
I'm Cameron Haynes. I'm a bow hunter. I am defiant.
All right, here we go. Arrow number 3, Senior Pro ASA Classic. Got Tom Crowe and Eddie called for the upper 12. Tom Crowe and Eddie last to draw here on this. Roger Willett with the bomb on the mule deer. Hey, looks like we got somebody going for a 14 down there on the coyote.
Okay, first up for Tom Crowe.
Here we go, Tom Crowe on the panther. Tom had called upper 12 on this. Looks like Don's taking an extra long look at it. Uh-oh, someone got down on a knee. 8. Tom Crowe with an 8 on the panther. Right, here we go, 14. 14 for John Clifton. That's going to put him back in the mix. That'll help a lot for that 5 he shot early in the match. All right, here we go. Roger Willett on the mule deer. 8. Looks like that dropped a little bit low. So Ray, looks like Ray went for a 14. And we got an 8. A little bit hot on the 14 there. Can't help but think that, you know, as much as these guys have been doing this, but coming from judging in the woods to judging inside on the concrete like this has got to be difficult. Here we go, Javelina 10. 10 on the Javelina. Here we go, everybody. Sth Arrow, Senior Pro ASA Classic. Roger Willett to draw quickly. And there he goes. Looks like Roger went for a 14. Tom Crowe. Roger doesn't look very pleased with that shot. I think Roger was hoping to make a move on that. Not sure that shot went how he was looking for. Here we go. Ray Young on the Havy with an 8. Roger Willett with an 8. Yeah, that's why Roger wasn't super happy right there. He was looking for a 14 on that, ended up shooting a little bit hot. Here we go, and a 10. 10 for John on the long mule deer. We're here looking at Tom Crowe on the coyote. Tom Crowe called the upper as usual. And hits a 10, just under the 12. Eddie Sullivan with a 10 on the Black Panther. 1 arrow to go. All right, this is the 5th and final arrow of the Senior Pro. Anyone within 10 points of the leader here obviously goes to a sudden victory arrow. Roger Willett's up on the Javelina. Had a little bit of movement at the top of the leaderboard here. Tom Crowe aiming for a good bit there. All right. John Clifton's pretty happy with that shot. Here we go. Ray on the Black Panther with a 12. That's gonna help Ray's cause a good bit right there. 10. Eddie's been calling those. Eddie calls those upper 12s pretty much every time, just like Tom Crowe does. Mr. Crowe on the long mule deer. 10 on the long mule deer. Mike Terrell giving John Clifton a little bit of grief down there about that 14, but here we go. 14. John Clifton. Crowd reacts appropriately. That's going to put John Clifton back in the mix there. After shooting that 5 on the first arrow, he shot a 10, 10, and two 14s. Here we go, Roger Willett on a 10 for Roger Willett.
Going into the final.
All right, here we go, everybody. The sixth arrow, sudden victory arrow, or sudden death arrow, however you want to look at it. Roger Willett's going to be up first. He's got some ground to make up. So really, you know, looking at where Roger sits, he really has nothing to lose. However, they are shooting at the Black Panther, and the Black Panther just happens to be sitting on have some black cloth or a bag across the bottom, so it's kind of elevated a little bit. A couple of the guys made comments about not being able to make that connection, but here goes Roger Willett. Should get fairly aggressive on this shot. He really has nothing to lose. There, Roger Willett lets down. You don't see that very often from Roger. Roger's usually the guy that makes it go when he needs it to go. That's some residuals from his FIDA success. There he goes.
All right.
Roger Willett on the Black Panther with the 6th arrow. 8. That's not gonna get there for Roger, but great shooting this year. Great shooting this whole entire ASA season from Roger.
Here's the good news. Start in 1 minute.
All right, here's Ray Young coming to the 6th and potentially final arrow. He's trailing by 3 and 4 points, so should be shooting fairly aggressive here right now. He really has nothing to lose. See what he ends up doing. You can hear a needle drop in here. Yeah, the crowd reacts positively to that. Looks like a good shot from Ray Young. 14 for Ray Young. That'll do her. That's a good shot right there. Wow. All right, here we go. 6th and final arrow. John Clifton. Wow, that was a great shot by Ray Young. So here we go. He's going to have to shoot fairly aggressive if he's going for the win. If he can shoot a center 10 if he wants to just try to stay on the podium, but most likely that would probably force a 7th arrow. He did call upper 12. Judging from his reaction, it looks like he's pretty happy with that shot.
Upper 12, please. Survey says
12. Wow, great shot. That's a hard target down there too. That Black Panthers. That's a tough target down there. All right, everybody, here we go. Eddie Sullivan, 6th and potentially final arrow. He has called the upper 12, with John Clifton calling the upper 12 and hitting it. Ray Young hitting a 14 on this Black Panther. If he wants to try to win this, he pretty much has no choice. So he's going to have to shoot fairly aggressive here. 10 or below kind of puts him out of the crowd. Crowd kind of moans on that one. He didn't look very pleased with that particular shot right there. 10 for Eddie Sullivan. All right, here we go, everybody. Last arrow of the Senior Pro shoot down here at the ASA Classic. Tom Crowe. Tom shoots a 12. He wins the tournament. If he shoots a 10, he ends up getting 2nd on bonus rings. If he shoots an 8, he's going to not be super happy about that. So here comes Tom on the Black Panther. Eddie Sullivan shot a 10 on this, which kind of eased some of that potential pressure right here. But Tom's been in this position a lot. He's been doing this a long, long time. Good crowd reaction right there. There, Tom reacts to it. Good for Tom Crowe. Looks like Tom Crowe 10 for Tom Crowe. Not. Shenanigans. Shenanigans for Mike Terrell. Tom Crowe with a 12. And Tom Crowe is your 2016 Realtree ASA Senior Pro Champion.